when we did our renovation, this was a wall that we could not get rid of, this whole wall. And what we decided to do was create a hidden little office nook. Don't judge me, the wallpaper's awful. I'm trying to change it. Come on. So we did these like steel doors, and they were able to, like, the guy who made them, custom made, I had a cutting board from this that I felt like matched my kitchen really well, and he was able to custom. And so they're like swinging doors. So most of the time, to be honest, we have them open. Here we're about to have this bar, like a custom bar built, which I would have to show you guys. And it's gonna be this color cabinets with this color marble, and all of our liquors are gonna go here. And this is gonna have a new wallpaper. My husband works in football, so you can see I tried to make this kind of his. He gets a space. He's got a lot of really amazing...
His cave, no?
Yeah, this is Dragon's kind of cave, although I don't think he ever hangs out in here.
About the office nook in the house, that was supposed to be my sanctuary, my space. She hasn't been happy with it.
This is one of my favorite rooms in the house. I actually designed this whole bathroom. I really wanted this like statement sink, and nobody knew what I was talking about, so I had to do all these like technical drawings, which I didn't know how to do, but I'm really pleased with how it turned out. It's such a beautiful marble, and I love that we repeated it on the floor. And then this is an Arta wallpaper, and my wallpaper guy came. It was the middle of COVID. I didn't think I could get it, and I went to the wallpaper store the day before they permanently closed, and they had 2 rolls of this. And it was a stressful time, but I'm glad we got through it.
Wallpaper. It's become such a part of my everyday life.
Then we've got like some shelves and some pictures. I try to do a few nice memory things, like this is my mom. She was young. And this is a piece of art from when we were in Bruges. This is a piece of art I found antiquing in France. This is a picture of me and one of my best lifelong friends forever, Christiana, in Paris. And then this is like the only room I've properly done art. I'm trying to do art in the rest of my house. But this was my dad's painting that he got when my parents were really young. And we call him the captain. And when my dad passed away, this was the thing I wanted for my mom and dad's house. And I love that he's here in the toilet. My dad would love that. Okay, so when we first did this renovation, this was a small bedroom that ended at that line with another small bedroom and 1 toilet. And one thing I said I wanted was I wanted a suite. I wanted a walk-in closet and a big bathroom, and I wish I had done a bathtub, and I live with this regret every day.
Mon Dieu, Sarah, impossible.
Come on in. I wanted also an American scale bathroom. So I wanted 2 sinks, which is actually very unusual here, and I wanted a giant shower. Okay, come and see this book match marble. So when they came in here and they did the book match marble, I just think it makes like this like really sexy like naked body. I feel like every time I'm in the shower, I'm like washing myself, washing my sexy marble. And my contractor was like, why do you need 2 showers? And I kind of imagined that we would all like, it'd be like sexy time in here, but it's not. Sexy time for Katerina and I, who shower in here all the time. As a family, we travel a lot, so I think the important thing for us is when we come back here, we really want this as a cocoon. And a lot of my design inspiration comes from the travels that Dragon and I do, going to England and going to Switzerland and going to France, and just kind of seeing how they create spaces that are colorful and layered, and that's what I'm trying to do here.
One thing I think we do well together with Sarah is travel. We're very relaxed and laid back, the 2 of us. We just don't make much of a plan and an agenda when we travel. We try to embrace the experience, and I think we have that in common, and that makes our travel quite exciting. And I think for Sarah, having come from obviously the US, having been able to experience so much of Europe, and for me to do that as well, to be honest, it's a great excuse to get to see Europe together. I think it's been really amazing.
This piece I actually had in my New York apartment way back in 2011. I bought this from Restoration Hardware and it was $1,500. And I saved and I went and bought this piece because I wanted something from Restoration Hardware. These pieces we actually got on a trip, I think in 2016 when we went to Bali. And these we got in this tiny little village where the women were hand carving them and hand doing them. Then I just try to put some photos. You know, I saw this thing that you're not supposed to do family photos on walls. There's just supposed to be small pictures. So I'm trying now to add more things. But here's Katerina and I in Vienna. Oh, we loved Vienna. We went with my mom last year for Christmas. And Katerina was at this perfect age. We have all these videos of us like singing in the street. Do a deer, a female deer. Here is my mom and my sister and I on my wedding day to Dragon. Dragon and I got married in Switzerland 3 months after we met. And we had this like huge event and I can't even believe now how we pulled it off. Everyone came. We didn't know each other. Everybody was super supportive.
So people often ask me like, you guys got married so quickly, literally in a heartbeat. I call my closest friends and family to let them know that I'm getting married to a girl that they don't know. That's probably the first time they've heard of her. That came as a little bit of a shock. But bizarrely, all of them kind of embraced it. And I think virtually everyone that was invited came to the wedding. I still can't explain it to that day. It's one of those things I think people can try to make sense of, but for me I just still don't have the exact answer to why I did that. It's just pure impulse. Partly, you know, but I think it's something you feel. It's not knowledge, it's feelings. It's being human. I took a gamble, to be honest. I think she did too.
So here's my walk-in closet. I can still kind of twirl in here. It's not massive. But when they brought this closet in, can you guys see the height? Can you see? I just burst out in tears and I was like, this is a closet made for giant people. Like, I can't reach anything.
The size of it in terms of the height, even for me, and I'm a 6'2" guy, can't reach it.
His feet are so big that all of his shoes are so long. I'm not saying anything other than the fact that his feet are big, but his feet take up so much space that I'm like always shoving his, like, we've kind of got this pull out drawer because his feet are so big, nothing fits. So, you know, there are advantages to big feet and there are also disadvantages. I need a big old American house for this.
My shoe size, European 49. That's a US 14. C'est pas mal.
Come on in. This is my front bedroom. So when we came back from America, I was like, I wanted a wallpaper that was totally immersive. The room was blue before with a big queen bed and it was a guest room. And then I thought, oh, I'm gonna move Katerina into this room. So I got this amazing wallpaper from Cole & Son. And then we were in America, so I got this bed from RH. Always shop it, always shop it.
The pillows. Énervant.
This room that we're in is my guest room. This is the room that I put a lot of thought into because this is where my mom stays, and my mom's been through a lot. And so when she's here, I want her to be comfortable. So as we explore this, I'll kind of, you know, show what I've tried to do to make that her space, but also a space that eventually Katerina could grow into. Here you can see I just painted all the doors, and I think it looks really, really good. I actually had done the curtains and this for my bedroom. And then when I put this wallpaper up, I was like, it's a little bit too much, but I kind of like it. So now this room serves two purposes. When my mom comes, this is where my mom likes to sit. After about 5 p.m., my mom comes in here and this is like her space. She puts on her show, she sits here, does crosswords or whatever, reads. And I feel like the immersiveness of this wallpaper is so magical with the fact that they're actually on water and you look out and you're surrounded by trees. It's like the trees become part of it. Like
Okay, I complain about wallpaper, but at the same time, I think that brings an amount of life in the house, which is amazing. In fact, my mom died 15 years ago now, just past 15 years. And she was all about colors, which I guess was trendy in the 70s and 80s when I grew up. But Sarah is bringing that back, and for me, it's kind of like that journey, you know, sort of back in time and all the good emotions that brings. I love it because I think, you know, I do think wallpaper, I think colors are important. I think they are part of life, and I think Sarah brings that to the house, and the passion for design and wallpapers has kind of like rubbed on off me a little bit now, and I joke about it, but I love it. I think it's so nice.
Now I just have to paint the ceiling, and then maybe I'll be happy. No guarantees though. I always have fresh flowers. You know, these are hydrangeas that I recently did. I always have fresh flowers in the house. And these colors have changed my whole palette in here. This is probably my favorite room in the house. And that's why I said my room feels really uninspired, because this room is so great. So yeah, the best thing I love about my house is that I feel like, in European terms, my house, I'm just so over this. The best thing I love about my house is that I feel like, in European terms, my house is a pretty good size. But compared to American, I use every room in this house on a daily basis. So I come in here to read or have quiet, and then this room flows into my entryway, which flows into my living room. Hey, Bubba, he's a good boy. He is a good boy. Which flows into my glorious living room. I just twirl every time I come into this room, and then that flows into my kitchen and my dining room, which flows into my bedroom, and then the last flow is it flows out into our garden. The biggest problem we have is we bought the house for the garden, so I'm really excited to show you the garden. This is such a unique feature in Amsterdam, but my God, Baron, poor Baron, it's a catwalk out there. There's so many cats, and he loses it. So that's probably my biggest annoyance. I love that we can open up all of these. We just had Katarina's birthday party the other day, and we had everything open, and I think there were 22 kids and 20 adults, and it felt like nothing because we were able to just put everyone out into the garden. We have this giant bounce house here that we get every year. We moved the trampoline there, and here you can kind of just get an idea of how this space kind of flows here. And in the summer we have our umbrellas open, and in the summer we get full sun a lot of the day, and in the winter we don't. So in the winter you're not going to get as much use, but the garden is the most unique feature of this house, 100%, because again, most houses stop here and go up. So even if people have like a long garden, it typically is just this way and then long. And because our house goes wide, which is really only common on a few streets in Amsterdam. Well, thanks for coming, guys, and I hope you come back soon. And I hope you enjoyed my house tour. It's a little bit different, but I thought it might be interesting to see where I, the host of this show, live. Toodles! Bye!